Hello, everyone, and welcome out to episode 344. I know you're going, Nick, last episode you said it was 342. I said, I think it was 342. It was actually 343. Apologies, but FYI, if you'd like more information about some of the people that keep, or companies that keep our show going, like Packrat Comics, Audible.com, go to our show notes, just FYI, packratcomics.com and audibletrial.com/goodbadgeeky. Also, you can check out in our show notes at gbgpodcast.com more information on how you can go check out, listen, and subscribe so you're ready for Season 2 when it comes out here by the end of 2017. The 2016 Audioverse Award-winning Best Writing Fan/Adaptation Production, The Magical and Unauthorized Misadventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. Again, for more notes, go to gbgpodcast.com. For more notes, for more show notes, I should say. Also, we're part of the It's All Been Done Presents network, and do you know that our network has an online store? No? Oh, well, we do. You can buy It's All Been Done Radio Hour t-shirts, scripts, and programs, and there's even a Universe Journey novel, Love's Lust Lost, that furthers the adventures of the crew of the Thrifty from Universe Journey. It's not all just Radio Hour stuff, though, either. You can also buy whole seasons of G.O.D. as My BFF, and there's more written work coming soon. For more information on that, go to iabdpresents.com. And I think, if it's not up yet, it's going to be soon. There is a Packrat and Ratcliffe t-shirt. It's pretty rad, so you guys should check it out. Drawn by our own Dan Kondo. So, again, check that out. It's pretty great. iabdpresents.com. Now, episode 344 is another episode in our Young Writers 2017 Short Play Festival series, where we interview one or some of the writers involved with the play. And today's episode, words are hard. Today's episode features Emily Henderson, who wrote Offensive Penalty, who you'll hear me say a million more times, and probably before and after, that I co-directed with Stephen Woosley at MadLab. For more information on tickets to the show, I think we have 4 shows left, or 5 technically. There's the July 21st, the 28th at 8 p.m. For the Friday set of shows. The second set of shows, which is on Saturday and features a matinee show, is the 22nd, 29th at 8 p.m. and then the matinee show is the 23rd at 3 p.m. For more information on tickets and just what plays or what nights, go to madlab.net. And click on, for more information on the plays, go to theater, and then on the drop-down, choose Young Writers. Or if you already know what you want, go to tickets on the far right, click on tickets, and bada boom, bada bing, get yourself some tickets. Get your tickets here. Now, I will say this, being that I did co-direct Offensive Penalty, I've actually been through the steps with Emily on this journey. Not for all of it, but for the last stage of it, I guess you will. And I want to apologize in advance. I kind of give her a hard time. It's just really because I've known her the longest, and I'm trying to make her laugh, because that's how I make people laugh. Is I sometimes I do the thing where you give them a hard time, and there are a few times where, it might come off not that great. In my mind's eye, I thought it was funny, but I kept it here for posterity because sometimes it's hard. A little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to edit out. I also don't know when Mad Lab's Young Writers Festival was, and it's actually comical, so I left it in the last half of the show. And thank Emily, thank you so much. And I'll also throw out there too, Emily originally recorded with me intros for everybody, and I dropped the ball pretty hard, as in I somehow ruined the audio. So Emily, if you're listening to this and you're going, why? I recorded a bunch of stuff, why aren't I in the intro? I am so sorry. You were amazing, and it was really funny, guys. We had a bit worked out where if you listen to the end of the show, it'll pay off, which is I didn't know one of the dates that was for Mad Lab's Young Writers Festival, and you'll hear her school me hardcore, but we did a bit in the intros, and it's lost to time, so I'm so sorry. And Emily stayed after, even though she had a deadline, she had to get the heck out of there. She stayed an extra bit and helped me record them. So Emily, again, thank you so much for helping me record that, and I'm sorry I screwed the pooch on that one. I, again, greatly apologize, but thank you for your time. Now, as always, I try not to be explicit, but we do get an explicit tag every once in a while. I don't remember any major cuss words in this one, but I try not to. But if you hear some, apologies. And for those who don't care, well, then just don't care. That's okay, too. Again, I will also say we talk spoilers about the play itself. the inner workings of the characters, because I have seen these performances during one of the read-throughs for young writers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, keep that in mind. Stop right now, get your tickets, go watch the show, then come back and re-listen to our interview, and it will be really insightful. And if not, you don't mind that, enjoy this episode 344, Offensive Penalty. Wow, words are... God, if you're listening to the GBG drinking game episode, you've probably taken 3 drinks right now at this point. So, yeah. Anyway, episode 344 of The Good, the Bad, and the Geeky. Offensive Penalties, Emily. Enjoy. Because you're doing Offensive Penalty. I mean, I know this. We've talked about this a lot, because I'm actually, this is a lot of fun for me, because you wrote Offensive Penalty for young writers, and I am co-directing it with Woos and or Stephen Woosley. So
that's fine.
Woos. But no, we've already talked a lot in general, because, well, and the great thing is too is that Woosley and I were really. I feel some people who were there for the casting or whatever were just kind of, they're like, whatever. Yeah. Or they just didn't show up. And you were there, and you actually had a hand in picking the cast with everybody. As a matter of fact, Will, who plays, not Alex, it's... Because we got...
Shoot, no, I can't remember. Okay.
David is Dallas.
Okay, Austin then.
Oh.
Austin is Will.
Yeah.
We'll get this right eventually.
Yeah, you're right. So David is Dallas, Austin is Will, Aaron is...
Alex.
That's what it was. That was what was Austin and Alex, because she kept calling him Alex. And then Vanessa is Kat.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing too, is you missed the first few rehearsals just because of graduating and everything else, which congratulations.
Thanks.
And then, but the really awesome thing was you got to, which in some ways I kind of feel that's awesome though, because by that point we worked out most of the general staging of it. So like literally the first time is Woos and I set up the chairs. I say I was there. Woos, he's the head director, so he pretty much got it up and going, but he's in the chair. He's like, we're just going to run through this a few times and see how it flows and just get used to the dialogue. And so we did that, and then we got like 1 or 2 more rehearsals before I think you showed up. So by that time, it was kind of, I feel like...
It was actually really cool seeing it then, because I was like really nervous. I don't know why. I knew they would do a good job, but I went in, I'm like, okay, this is actually really good.
This is something you birthed, basically.
Yeah.
And just like any child, it may not turn out the way you expect it to. It might be Charles Adams, as you heard in this last episode, being a drug pusher, drinking himself to death. And you hope not. You want to love it with all your heart. But we're right. It's the same thing happens to any type of work you create, which is always the hard thing. I was saying to, I think, Maddie and Alyssa that my one friend, he is a brilliant artist, but inertia kicks in because he was perfectionist. Yeah. So the perfectionist inertia kicks in. And so because you're just so scared of A, how the world will take it, and B, it's not good enough for you. And so but in the same regard, that same thing can kind of happen. You can get inertia from going, I don't know how the world will take it and interpret it. And because technically you birth it, and then we have to interpret it for you. Yeah. And you can, and the great thing is, which I like, Mad Lab, this is my first one doing Young Writers, and they seem to be very much like, we would love to have you there and inject stuff. If not, that's okay. And if we have questions, we always go right to you guys. As a matter of fact, I think after the first rehearsal, we're like, do you want jackass or asshole? Yeah. Do you want jackass or asshole? Which, by the way, so... And this is just me. I think jackass is a funnier word. But then at one point, one of the characters calls the other one an asshole. And we're like, well, we got to keep the asshole. Because that seems a little bit more... That's actually like...
hard hitting.
It is. It's hard hitting. But here's the thing, though, too, and this is what's great, is that so an offensive penalty, I guess I should set this up because we know what we're talking about. Offensive penalty is, and I'm not biased at all. I'm a little biased. I really love it. So, and the thing is I'm not a big sports guy, and I just remember Dallas as those who've heard the Power Ranger episode know Dallas has a very unique sense of humor. He's just like, sports. And now he's not making that joke as much anymore because he's like, no, this is really, because I think everyone who first heard of it was just like, oh, it's a sports thing. It's very pro sports. I was like, no, Emily's kind of Alex in this regard. She doesn't really want to be there. And, she's just really like, can someone please tell me what the hell's going on?
I've never actually been to a professional football game, so...
So now I have to ask, is that thing you based around, like, what if I got dragged to a football game? Is that technically what it was kind of...
Well, it actually started out as something completely different. I wanted to write something about, like, how everyone went to the game, like, not as couples, and then they found love or whatever. And then I was writing that, and I'm like, that's not fun. I want to make this funny. And then it turned into something completely different.
So that's... Okay, now see, I kind of remember you telling me that before, but not that. Like, you just actually... That completely changed the game to me.
Yeah.
Like, so you didn't tell me that part. You're just like, this was a very different draft. And I was like, okay.
I wrote it like so many times because I actually wrote it like 2 years ago, but I had written other things and I was like, I kind of want to turn this in, but then that didn't go well. So I was like, I might as well just go with this. I've been working on it for a really long time.
Who was your mentor?
My mentor was John Dray. I don't know how to say his name. I'm so sorry. It's like Dranshak or something.
You're horrible and you should feel bad.
I know.
That's so rare because here's the thing is like, I really kind of want someone to end up with somebody by the end of it. So we're going to have spoiler alerts here, people. But one of the things I found fascinating is that it could be kind of vague. David may get, because she does have the scarf. She might come back. We don't know, but it kind of ends on a very vague note. But it ends on a great note too because Will plays Austin. Austin is just not getting the point. Which I just think is really funny. And then David learned. Actually, it's kind of like Mad Men. Nobody learns anything except for the women, and AKA they get the hell out of Dodge. But I really like that though. But my first thing is like, oh, they should be like the couple should kind of switch together. It'd probably be better. But no, that's not what happens at all. And I absolutely love that because and that's one of the things is. It was great about me saying earlier about the asshole versus jackass is that it still works with asshole. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I forget why, because I remember the draft that we got for the final versus that's where we noticed I think it was a change you forgot to change.
Okay.
Because you were, something like that. But what made you change that? Was that something that he was just like, you should change asshole to jackass?
I think one of them was when we had them say it at the same time. John thought one of them would be easier to say than the other one.
But okay.
I don't really remember. I think it just happened coincidentally.
You and I have talked about this before. I think you and I are kind of the same man. It's like once we write it, it's out there.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, what? I don't. One of my favorite things is I will write it. It's all been done radio hour, and I will give it to Jimmy because he has a plan of when things will go out. So he's writing a year in advance. And he's like, that'll go out in a year. Even after a month or two, he hands it back to me. He goes, I made some changes. I was like, I don't know what part I've written or what part you've written. I don't remember anymore. I put it out there and I'm done with it, but I'm not. So it's really weird. But I always find that because some people can remember the exact thing they wrote, the exact change they wrote, and I'm a little bit more like when it comes to my own stuff, I'm just like I don't know. So do you want to be a writer?
I don't know. I could see it.
I've already asked you this before. I'm putting you on the spot again, but I told you this before. It's like I'm going to have to ask you stuff I've already asked you before. But no, you actually love animals though a lot, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed you didn't get an animal job, Emily. I mean, we were talking about this before. The zoo's hiring.
I thought about it, but that's just so far away from where I live. I didn't know if it'd be good for gas money.
The zoo's far away from.
I mean, not really far away, but I don't like driving on the highway, so taking the back roads would have taken me forever.
That's true. I mean, I don't. Maybe I agree with you.
Honestly, I don't know.
Panic a little bit like when you drive?
Well, one time I was fine until this one time, and I was going to Thurber House. I think if you know where that is.
Yeah, we've had. So why? Sorry, why did you go to Thurber House?
Why do I go to Thurber House?
Yeah, for like a writing
they do Flip the Page, which is like a literary journal thing, and I was on the committee to like pick which ones got in it.
Okay, when would you go to this? There's a reason I'm asking
Oh,
this.
like time-wise?
Yeah, was this like back
early.
in March, February, March?
Oh, I think it was like, this was last year, but I think it was like April.
So we had rehearsals for Sketchy Sex for Mad Lab at Thurber House, and that's how I knew about Thurber. I was like, the dude who Walter Mitty's from Columbus?
Yeah.
That's rad. And he has I hoped he had a house, but like his house is a place where you can go. And I just remember, because I'm a doodler, they had like the big boards and they had like story stuff on the board. And I would get kind of bored every once in a while. I would draw like a Bullwinkle or a Ninja Turtle face on that. So I was like, did you see any Ninja Turtles or Bullwinkle? This is last year. This shit doesn't matter. So that's why I was like, really? Tell me more. That's rad. So like you guys would go early in the morning then to do it? Was it sponsored by school?
No, it was just like a separate thing. Yeah.
Okay. So you got to grade stories that were coming into the Thurber House, or was it for something else?
No, it was like Flip the Page is like, I don't know. They go through Thurber House, but I don't think they're like completely associated.
You're doing a great job selling this, by the way. No, I'm giving you crap, Emily.
But I think like anyone from Central Ohio that's a teen can like submit something that they want to go in the thing, and then everyone on the submission committee like looks at it, and we're like, okay, do we want this in the journal or do we not want it in the journal? And then we debate.
How did you get there? How did you get into the Thurber House? Well, you walked in, but how did you get into that committee?
Well, I mean, you have to like get into the journal first, which I did my sophomore year, and then they're like, okay, anyone in the journal can be on this committee, and I was like, okay, that sounds cool, an experience. So I did.
That's so rad. I did not know that. We have not talked about that. So that's why I was like, what? No, so that's cool. So were you still on the committee for your senior year before you graduated?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so will they ask you back for next year as like one last final hurrah, or can you stay on as long as you want, or do they just go?
I think you can be in the journal again, like when you're like a freshman, as long as you're below 19, I think. But I don't think I can be on the committee again since I'm in college.
I gotcha. Are you going to do other writing stuff in college? Are you going to try?
I want to. OSU has this like literary magazine, I guess. I don't really know what it is. I should look more into it.
The Lantern, maybe?
Yeah, it was that. That's one of them. But there's like this other one that's more like comedy, I think, which sounds interesting.
Oh, so are you going to try to go more for comedy? Maybe. I know you're giving me the I don't know blues, but no, I mean, and that's fine, by the way. I'm going to be very clear on that. I'm just totally going to give you shit for Emily, because there's a lot of people that don't know, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, so that's because... Yeah, that's fascinating, because I think I've talked to you, do you want to write drama before? And you're like, I don't know. And I just was like, I'm going to let that lie. But you're in the hot seat now, lady, and I'm not going to let that go. I'm going to Stephen Colbert you. 3, 2, 1, take a drink. Sorry, I have a drinking game.
It's okay.
I'm going to explain this in every episode because I forget to tell people before we record. But no, that's awesome that you're gravitating more towards comedy. Do you do anything to bone your comedy up, so to speak? Like, do you watch things that are fun? Like, do you watch things that you think are funny? Do you read things that you think are funny? Like, do you pick apart things from that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I really like The Onion. I read that too much. I don't know why. They're all kind of the same, but I like it.
Oh, man. I honestly feel The Onion was way more on target. And The Onion's great now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they were amazing about 10 years ago. Literally, but they were doing... Well, I like absurd humor. So they would just go like, random man falls from tree, graph of how many times he's fallen in the last year. And you're just like... That's so weird and funny. But and now they're actually doing more satire of the politics. That's also because Hillary Clinton bought them. Which is okay, honestly, and especially how things are going now. So you like The Onion a lot. What else do you like?
Well, one of my favorite things is Bob's Burgers. I watch that every day.
I am so behind on Bob's. Well, they're taking it off of Netflix.
Yeah, they did, and that was like the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Can I just tell you, they're taking Futurama off, and so look, you are in our. We moved, and I only took so many DVDs with me, and I even looked at that. And I was like, look, Scrubs and Futurama, they'll be on there for a long time. Scrubs got taken off immediately and they were already packed, and then like right as we taped the boxes up, it was announced you got till July 1st, and the first 6 seasons of Futurama are gone. And I'm like, I became very kiff there. But and I'm literally now thinking about just rebuying the set because they'll look all uniform.
Yeah.
I'm also a weird collector like that, which thank God there are some things. Do you ever buy a set of things because you have to buy the set, or is it just like 1 and 2 were good, I don't need book 3? Do you ever do stuff like that? Like you'll read book 3, but you're like, not enough to own, or you maybe go, I'm going to take you to the book loft and sell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually my thing is I start buying them and I'm like, this is too much money for me, and then I end up with like 1, 2, and 3 and not like the rest of them.
Well, I used to be I used to collect DVDs too, like, and I would just go to the store. Actually, there's a place in Hilliard on Hilliard Run Road. It's not there anymore. It's where Movies 10 or the AMC. I didn't know it was an AMC.
I think it just changed, like literally just changed.
Yeah, I was just like, I would probably go there. It's now AMC. Yeah. Do they have like the reclining seats and everything too there?
I don't know. I haven't been since it's changed.
So, but they have West Point Video Games, whatever. They used to have $11.99. They would have, I think, the actual market price for the DVD. Yeah, market price, not retail price. Oh. So like retail prices is like $20 for like the bare basic, even back then, bare basic version of, say, Royal Tenenbaums. They would sell it for the market price, which is like $9.95 or $11. So I would just walk in and I was like, I'll have that and that and that. And I would just buy movies. And I watch them like, this isn't a great movie, but it's not horrible. I don't feel sad that I... But now, of course, years later, I'm like, I don't need the Tuxedo with Jackie Chan. I don't need that movie. It's a horrible movie. And I'm glad in my weird moments of my 20s, I was like, it's an okay movie to own. It's not. But they would do that, so I would just buy all types of movies, and I just remember the movies that broke me of it were The Matrix and Spider-Man. Because I was like, The Matrix is an amazing movie. And I was like, I gotta own 2 and 3, and I saw 2 and 3. I was like, maybe I'll wait a bit longer on that, but I still gotta get them. And then Spider-Man 3, I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. I will not buy that movie. My friend who's an asshole bought me Spider-Man 3 for Christmas, and I was like, "You are it's not even widescreen; it's full screen. That's how shitty it is." He's probably listening to this, laughing his ass off right now because he's just like, "Yeah, it's a great gift." I was like, "No, it's not." But that's why I was asking that, because I now am not a completionist of some things. If I really like it, then I'm like, I want to get all of the versions of it, because they did that with Futurama. Anyway. So you love animals. You want to be a writer, kind of. What other comedy stuff you write? You like The Onion, and what else? Because I'm gonna keep going back to that because I'm fascinated by that. Because like, what other stuff do you watch, read, and absorb to help you craft? I really like
New Girl.
New Girl is rad as shit. I love that. Who's your favorite character?
Oh my gosh. I have to say Schmidt.
Schmitty!
But all of them. Schmidt. I mean...
Now, do you think the show got better when Coach showed up? Again, for the second time?
No. I like Winston better.
Now here's the thing. I liked Winston, but I thought Winston wasn't a good character until Coach showed up.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
And then I'm just like... I like Coach, but like Winston became 100% like I think they didn't know what to do with him. Yeah. Besides having him be the token black character, which that's horrible to say that, but it's true. Yeah. Because that's kind of what Coach is. But Coach felt very much like, I like basketball. Yeah. I feel this way. I don't like being emotional. Don't get emotional to me right now. Can you hold a ball like this? Because I can. You just need to cry, Coach. I don't want to cry. I don't want to. Yeah. And it's like that's awesome. And then the second episode. Coach is gone. Winston's here. Yeah. But no, my favorite is I like Schmidt a lot, but I like Nick.
Yeah,
I mean, what cemented it for me with Nick was when he started randomly talking to the old Chinese man on the park bench. I can't remember his name. Tran. Yeah, and we were like, is he imagining this? Because the guy never talks. People don't seem to recognize Tran as there until like I think like in the next season, and then he starts inviting Tran to places like, oh, I think Schmidt. He's like, I thought you were kidding about that. You have an old Chinese man following you around. I was like, yeah. So, are you happy that this is this final year? They're coming back for at least like a few more episodes?
Well, I'm not happy that it's ending, but I knew that it was. Yeah, I was super surprised that it wasn't. I thought it was really popular, and then they're like, it might not come back. And I'm like, what?
Well, the sad thing is about. Let me give you a crash course on Hollywood. And this is sad because it happens to my favorite shows too, and New Girl is one of those actually, where the show will come out and it's a modest hit for the network, but as it keeps going on, the actors start asking for more money. Yeah. And start asking for more time to do different things, and then the writers start asking for more money. The show creator tries to flex his or her muscles. Yeah. Merriweather in this case. I can't remember her first name. But that's what I'm saying. So it becomes more costly for the studio to keep it going. The only thing I think that maybe kept it around longer is the syndication deal. Because it's decent ratings for Fox. And actually that's why I was like really glad that they're like, yeah, we're going to do one more season to wrap everything. I was like, oh, thank God. But now, do you want Nick and Jess to get together?
Yeah.
Me too. I'm a big fan of that. So, Bob's Burgers. You said Bob's Burgers too. I've only seen it a few times, and the first time I saw it, I didn't love it. And then my friend showed me the Thanksgiving episode, I think of season 2, where it actually, all they showed me was the end credits, where the mom is singing about the turkey. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful. Yeah, and I'm just going like, this is comedy genius. And it's not even the show. And so I went back and watched the whole episode. I was like, damn it, this is actually a good show. Kevin Kline is in the show. Yeah. And I'm like, that dude isn't really around much anymore. Like, that's so rad. So Bob's Burgers, The Onion, New Girl. What else? Do you do any written work besides The Onion that you really dig?
Not really. I haven't really gotten much into the reading part of it.
Reading part? Okay. Well, I mean, that's fascinating. So, what do you want to write more towards? Do you want to write TV shows one day? Do you want to write anything and everything that's as long as it's funny?
I mean, I guess my goal would be TV shows.
Really?
If I could get there, but
that's so rad.
Yeah.
I don't think I have it. If I could find it, I would show you. I have a copy of a script of Cougar Town. Yeah. So I could just show you how it's laid out. It's really rad. But no, that's so awesome. So you don't know what you're doing though.
No.
No. But you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just fascinated by that. So, like, to me, it kind of sounds like you want to do that. Yeah. But, like, you're still not sure. This whole episode is me just putting you on the spot. And it's just like, why don't you know? Why don't you know? No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm throwing it out there. That may be good minors writing.
Yeah. I mean, it would be awesome if I could, like, double major, but I don't know if I could handle that much work.
Yeah, well, you could always just finish your major minor. Yeah. And get another major. Yeah. Which that's insanity at that point, because you'd probably be like, I want to be done with school. Yeah, but that's so rad though. Like, but see, you have very clear ideas of what you want to go into. You may not know what one you want to 100% commit to. Yeah. But would you do a show or a book or project about animals and make it funny?
Yeah, I mean,
somehow I don't know. I'm spitballing.
Yeah, I mean, anything that would be anything related to what I wanted to do, I'd be okay with.
So how was the interview? Oh, he just really kept asking me about what I want to do. And I don't know. I think I want to be a mechanic now. No, this is very, very random. Anything to just not talk about writing or animals ever again. That's not true. You're more birds of animals, right? Right? I think we talk. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the Roadrunner, the majestic Roadrunner?
I used to watch that all the time.
Okay. Yeah. I'm fascinated by. I didn't think it was a real animal, and I looked it up. I was like, it's a real bird. I remember 4th grade. I did a book report, or not book report. I did a report on an animal, and it was the Roadrunner because I was just like, they're real. Like, it isn't like coyotes don't usually go after them. They can, but like they're actually not found in the desert as much. They're more found in civilized suburban areas. I feel if that's wrong, I'm sorry. But that's what I'm saying. Like, from what I remember, is like they can be found in the desert, but they're really more. They look like they belong in the desert because they have the horrible gray plumage, grayish brown. They look. But what's your favorite bird?
I don't know. It's so hard.
You are killing me,
I
Emily.
know.
You are killing me.
I don't know anything.
What's your favorite color? Oh, there are so many.
You're
I
right,
don't
though.
know. Oh, really?
No, my favorite color I think is orange.
Matter of fact, we'll actually call this episode Emily Choices. Okay. Yeah, because every rest of them will just have the person's name or whatever, and then we'll just. But yours will have a subtitle. Okay. No, for everyone else listening, I might give other people subtitles. That's not fair to them. I'm just being mean to Emily because I've known her a little bit longer than the other people. I just find that really rad. So you're going to go to OSU. You might write for the comedy. Yep. You don't know. Don't let them listen to this because it's just me grilling you. And no, I feel really bad. I'm just making this so awkward for you. I'm so sorry. But you like board games too, right? Yeah. Did you see my board game collection? That's the stuff we have gotten out. and I'm super psyched about this, and I'll show you more after we're done. I got Ghostbusters 2 from Kickstarter. It is amazing. It is rad. I mean, there are millions of pieces, but it is rad. It is so awesome. What's your favorite board game?
Okay, actually, I have an answer to this one.
Tell me more. I'm excited because outside of Orange, you've not given me much to work with. That's not true. You've kind of given me the Onion, Bob Burger, and then New Girl. But, okay, what is your 5th answer, which I only count as your 2nd, as your supreme definite?
Okay, it's called Dixit.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen it played on tabletop. I've never played it myself. Have you ever played Mysterium?
No.
It's people have told me it's a cousin to Dixit because, well, you know what? In your own words, explain what Dixit is for the people out there at home.
Okay,
so they can feel shame for not playing this amazing game, which is I'm included in that, by the way. But
well, there's like a bunch of cards with different pictures.
All right, and there's like 3 players, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think there could be however many, but it doesn't matter. Sure. So like, you go around and it's everyone's turn at some point, and when it's your turn, you like look at your cards and you say a word that you think reminds you of that card. So I don't know, they're all really weird pictures, so you can't really tell. So you say a word and you put it down, and everyone else has to pick a card from their hand that looks like what they think that word is. So they like put theirs down and you mix it up and you just lay them all out, and everyone else has to guess which one they think you actually associate with that word.
See that? Now, Mysterium takes that to an extent. The concept of the game is that you're walking into a haunted house and the spirit there is trying to tell you who the murderer is. And so what happens is there are character cards, and they look like Dixit cards to an extent.
Yeah.
They're character cards, though, so they have like Lord Bottom or whatever. He's like the big old monocle and the big horrible mustache. He has like the general stash on. But then like that's his picture, and then all around there's like a sword on the picture. There's other items like in the picture that you could associate, and so those are like 6 of them laid out, and there are 6 more for a location, 6 more for something else, and then there's 6 more smaller cards, which is the weapon. And then the ghost will lay out technically Dixit cards, and those are clues to which one is and there, I think if there are 3 players, there are 3 possible candidates for murder. And so you have to guess, and the ghost will give clues. So, like, if it's you, me, and say I'm the ghost, and say Rachel was here and she was playing as well, I would give you a set of cards, and I would give Rachel a set of cards for the possible who I think, because I have apparently amnesia. I'm a ghost with amnesia because that's the thing.
Okay,
and the whole point is once you get out into the final, it's like you're narrowing the margin down. So when you get to the final level, if you make it that far, you're going, is it your ghost? Your medium is going like, is it Lord Bottom in the kitchen with the shears? Or Rachel might be like, well, my candidate says Grandma Xbox in the attic with a Studebaker, because cars are in attics. And then I lay out as the ghost final options, and then it leads to which one of you has the real killer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, but it uses those cards explicably, and if you want to watch a really good example, Tabletop with Will Wheaton has it. As a matter of fact, there's a few of them. Shannon Woodward from Raising Hope, she plays the... have you ever watched Raising Hope?
I've seen a couple.
She was the normal girl that Lucas dates, or the lead kid, the maybe, father. Yeah. Maybe. She's also in Westworld right now, but she's one of the techs. She was in the episode, and she's like, during the one-on-one, she's like, the ghost is giving me some pretty shitty cards. I don't know what the hell he's trying to talk to me about. And you're just like, yeah, well, those are pretty bad cards. Like, he's trying to say, like, no, I was stabbed with shears. And so I put down this card that has, like, an hourglass on it, and it has a knight in the hourglass, but look behind it. You can't see the sword. The sword is, like, covered up by the sand, but he's like, look behind it. There are sharp objects there. And that means shears. But then the picture of like the poison bottle is like bright red or something like that. And they go, look, the background's red. The night sash is red. I think it's red. And everyone's like, oh, because you can help each other. And it's like,
okay.
I think it's red. I think it might be red. Yeah, it's red. Yep, it's red. And so it's like, and then Will's like, I didn't think that you would look and see red here because look, red. I'm a horrible ghost. And so then he plays another card and it's the same exact thing. Like, no, sharpness, sharp things. Like, and granted, the second one I thought was a very clear clue, which was the second one had nothing but like bear traps, like the big, the cartoon, on steps. And then there are knives floating in the background. I was like, that to me is very clearly something sharp. But they were still like, no, there's red again in the background. And he's like, but the same thing can happen in Dixit too, kind of like, because I think in Dixit you can kind of help each other, right? Kind of not. Like, don't you also vote on who's right and who's wrong? Yeah, you vote
on whose you think is like the same actual word.
Right, and so the same thing happens in Mysterium. You can go, I think Emily is wrong or right in her prediction that is not the shears. I think it's the pretty red poison bottle. Even though last round we found out it wasn't it. It's stuff like that. And then you can vote for, so... No, so that's so rad. What other games do you like besides Dixit?
We got one called, I think it's called like Pretty Bad Art or something.
Pretty Bad Art? I haven't heard of this.
You get this like super weird thing to draw that like you can't actually draw, like some idea or something, and you have 6 seconds to try to draw it. So like no time and to draw something really hard.
I would not do well. I mean, I make pretty bad art, but I would not be able to do that because I would sit there and be like, I do the typical drawing thing. I was like, let's draw a circle for the head, little eyes thing, and then was like, I'll be done.
Yeah. And then everyone like puts down their drawing and their like little word thing, and you mix them up, and like everyone has to try to guess which one's what, and it's really hard.
That sounds really rad. Yeah, actually. How long have you had that game for? Is it newer?
Yeah, I think it is newer. I think we got it for our birthday, which was March 10th.
That's awesome. Well, because that's the thing too, is that some games that are really good, they might be out of print. Yeah, so, yeah, and I've not heard that one before, so I was like, please don't say it's an older game. That's a newer game. That's awesome. So, are you more into the visual art kind of stuff of games, like, or that kind of? I'm guessing here because those are two very seemingly visual based games. Yeah, more than usual. Like there's an image and you got to guess. Yeah, I mean, I play with my friends all the time, so we just like stuff that's like doesn't take as long and things that are more like. Have you ever played Love Letter? No. Love Letter is a really fast game. The whole concept is that you always have 2 cards in your hand. That's it. And literally the whole game might take maybe 30 minutes, but a round goes by super fast. Yeah. And it's not as fun with 2 players, but like if you have 3 or 4, it literally is. I have Batman Love Letter because that's how I roll. And but the idea is that each card has a number on it. If you have 1 on the card or Batman, you lay the card. You have to lay a card down every turn. Okay. So if you have the first player starts out with 2 cards, everyone else has to draw a card. I'm sorry, but when they pick up the card, they then have to choose 1 card to play. Whatever card you keep is kind of the character you are. So, and this applies to whatever version you have of the game, even the normal Love Letter. It's like, oh, I'm keeping the Duchess. I'm going to keep her there. And I'm going to play the guard. Are you the princess? Yes or no. Same thing in Batman's the same way. Like, you don't ever want to get rid of the Joker. He's number 8. And there's only one number 8. If you get rid of the Joker, you're out, and it's kind of last man standing. Okay. And so it becomes a guessing game. It's like there's only so many cards. So like Batman, there are 5 cards. Catwoman is number 2. Bane is 3. Robin's 4. We play this a lot, as you can tell. And also, I'm a comic book fan. But Poison Ivy's number 5. They have 2 cards. And then 6, 7, and 8 only have 1. And each card has its own power. So if you play 3, it's like, so say again, we have a 3rd player here. It's like 3, Bane, and Bane sucks, by the way, because I always get Bane, and people always guess that I have Bane, and I always get out instantly. But they just go, look at a card of another player, and if the card who your character is higher than their character, they're out. Oh. Or if not, you're out. And so if I have the Joker, I'm going to win. But like if I have like Poison Ivy, but this person has Two-Face, which is 6, I'm out. Yeah. And then it's just you 2 playing. And then whoever's last gets a point. And then a new round starts, and whoever gets, I think, 7 points wins the whole game. So the rounds move pretty fast, but there are times where the game itself has taken 30, 40 minutes. It's just because we're just like we're overthinking a simple card. Yeah. But that one's really fast. Coup is a fun game. It's really fast. The same thing, there's 2 characters, but that's a line game. So you might ruin friendships. So be careful with that one. So you like board games, you like animals, particularly birds, though you're not sure what kind of bird is actually, but you like all birds, right? That's what you meant by that. You just they're all your favorite. You just don't know which one to pick. Yeah. I'm really giving you a hard time, Emily. I am so sorry. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about offensive penalty. So you wrote that one a few years ago? Yeah. Now, were you originally thinking of something else then to submit, and then you went back to it? To offensive penalty? For this year, I was just like, I'm just going to go for it. I need to stop putting it off. But before that, I had written different things. What thing were you thinking of originally submitting for young writers before you went back to offensive? I submitted it last year. Oh, you did? Yeah. I used to think, well, okay, that sounded bad. But I used to be like, I need to write serious things because that
means more to me. But then I was like, what am I doing? I like comedy. I think I'm kind of funny. Maybe no one else does, but I can go for it.
Well, do you feel, though, and maybe this is me, do you feel that there are serious things that can be said in a funny way?
Yeah.
And still be serious.
Yeah.
So see, yeah. So you're good, dear. You're good.
Yeah.
You got this.
I think I just needed to like get over myself and be like, I can write comedy if I want to, even if no one else thinks it's funny. I can go for it.
Well, here's
and
the thing.
See what happens.
Do not let, and we were talking about the first set with Alyssa and Maddie. Do not let inertia of any kind set in there. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between you write it out and you go, I need to pick at it more. That's different because you wrote it.
Yeah.
But at some point, you do got to give it to somebody else and let someone. But at the same time, don't ever feel like, and this is just for everyone else out there listening too. You always try to go for it because again, look at it. You did offensive penalty anyway, and guess what? He got in, and it's really stinking funny.
Thanks.
Because I'm one of the guys too. I told you I don't love sports, and when I first remember, I was like, offensive penalty, it's a sports thing? Oh no. And I was like, this is really funny. There's really barely, I mean, the only thing that's about sports that's in there is just when Austin's a big goof and tries to explain the game to Alex, and she doesn't, well, she cares enough because she's there, as the vibe I've gotten, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's so funny. Matter of fact, I need to get... Prop Talk. Welcome back to Prop Talk with the Dragon Braid. We're talking offensive penalty. I need to get a big slushy cup for the performance for the ultimate sports fan size or whatever. What was it called? The ultimate sport.
You're right.
Ultimate sports fan size. Yeah, which further cements like, yay sports. It was just like, who names that at a game? Ultimate sports fan size. But I love that. I think that's the comedy of it. And there are some really real moments. Now, let me ask this too, because Woozy and I lightly talked this over, and I didn't get to ask you about it. Last time we were there, some of the actors were off book, and they started getting a little bit ahead of themselves, and it created this, I felt was very genuine, like a fractured argument, because people argue like that. Like if you're in a group of people like they are, so the whole concept of offensive penalty is a guy and his girlfriend go to the sports game, and this guy brings a girl to a sports game, and they their worlds kind of collide. Yeah, there's an offensive penalty that's called on the relationships between both groups. And so when people are in that scenario and the way that you have it play out in a very realistic scenario, it goes line, response, agitation, line. Yeah, he's going from each of the four characters back and forth. But some of the actors started getting, I think it was like the third or fourth time we ran through it, and I think they're getting just antsy. Yeah. And just they want to get to their line. And in some cases, I think Dallas, especially because Dallas is watching the game. Yeah. It's his character's motivation. David's watching the game. I don't give a shit about the rest of you guys. I'm going to watch the game. And I think Dallas got lost into watching the game. And then so he said his line too early, or he said it too late, but it felt like a delayed response. And then someone else picked up like, well, they're in play, if you miss a line, you keep going. And so they kept going, and I was just like, oh my god, this is like a real life conversation. Like, and it's already real enough, but the delayed timing, did you like that, or were you just like, I like it a little bit more structured, organized?
Yeah, I think it was actually really cool, because I think one of the things that I struggled with the most was how to make like a realistic argument in like writing without people actually just being spontaneous.
That's a problem, I think, in every medium, whether it be a book, a movie, film, or play, is that like I feel the dialogue is a great argument, but like how it plays out, that's always difficult, because even in a film you do a shot to shot to shot or wide shot, and it can go back and forth like that, but because then you also get a chance, like my wife will probably be like, I'm confused on who's talking and doing what, and I'm like, oh, but that's because you're just like, this is a real argument playing out in real time, so that means I have to go see it a second time. But I really love that, so that's why I was like, what did Emily think? So but you like that too? You like it kind of popping off back and forth?
Yeah, it was cool seeing it like actually kind of like real, instead of just me writing it down and being like, what do I think they'd respond with, instead of what they like actually responded with.
So is your process, do you write it and then do you read it off with anybody?
No.
You don't?
No.
But it's awesome. I have to... Do you read it out loud to yourself, though?
Sometimes.
Do you get weird looks from your family when you're doing... Because you're just like, no, asshole. Jackass. I'm sorry. I won't say that again. No, you ever get any looks like that? Like, and again, you weren't probably reading that part.
Yeah.
But like, sports.
I usually just read like specific parts like too many times until I'm like, this doesn't sound right at all, and then I'll go back and rework it.
One of the most interesting things I thought, and honestly, this is horrible. I'm going to get crucified for this. I feel like some of the best parts of The Simpsons is not the show as much anymore as the commentary on them.
Yeah,
from the writers, and they talk about how writing for The Simpsons is not, or Futurama, both, any animated show.
Yeah.
Because with writer's room for like New Girl, they can quickly go out and shoot it and do it, and it's done. Animation, they play with it like a normal TV show, and then it gets sent overseas, it gets sent back, it gets sent overseas, and the whole time they're watching, and then halfway through they go, that's not funny anymore. Or we're too immune to it. So that's why I'm intrigued. So if I write something, I always have my wife or my friend read through it with me and go, what did you think? Is that funny? But you didn't do that. Like, you just stuck to yourself. See, that's awesome. I can't do that. I'd be freaking out. Like, is it any of it funny?
Yeah, the first rehearsal was really, I was freaked out, honestly. I was like, is anyone going to laugh at anything I wrote?
Oh, man. I thought, I'm not the first run through, but I was at the second read through. It played, man. It played really well. I love the shit out of it. So what was the first thing that got a laugh that you remember in the first one? You were just like, oh God, thank you.
Honestly, I don't even know if I remember it. I just remember people laughing and remember being like, oh my gosh, thank God.
That's awesome. Oh, you like Pokemon too?
Yeah.
Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Gotta catch them all. Do you like the new Pokemon? Like the newer ones that they added? Or do you have the app?
Yeah.
Do you like those new Pokemons, or was that your Pokemon you grew up with? I'm genuinely asking because I don't.
I prefer the older ones, but as long as they keep making them, I'm going to keep buying them.
So, thank you. I mean, here's the thing. I will occasionally pull up Pokemon and play it because I too got to catch them all. I'm not doing a good job. What level are you on? You're like level 22,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, I just made it to level 18.
Oh, well, that's done, man.
Yeah. Well, I still don't. Do you have Pikachu?
Yeah.
See, by the way, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Okay, that's easy. Crobat. Definitely, without a doubt.
Whoa, wow, that... We have our probably 6th or 7th, but I'm counting it as our 4th. So, you like Crobat?
Yep.
Which one's Crobat?
The purple bat that comes after Zubat and Golbat. Okay.
All right, hold on. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news here. I think I have a Crobat. Oh, wow, that's a new screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So, everyone, I don't play Pokemon that often. I play it occasionally. I see, but I like I really love the original Pokemon. Like, I know who you're talking about. Even if I didn't have them, I'm like, I know. Because I used to play the card game.
Yeah.
I did try watching the original Pokemon, and that was interesting. Okay, also, I feel the battles suck.
Yeah, they do.
Have you taken over a gym for long?
They, just updated it. So now the raids are like the new gym battles. But you can't even do them anymore until you're level 25.
So how do you go to it? So wait, raid battles you can't do till level 25.
Yeah.
But then how do you go to gyms?
You don't, unless you're level 25. At least I don't think you do. I can't figure out how you do. That's
ridiculous, because how do you get money?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
I didn't know that. One of my friends who is actually been cast and was at the read-through, Shane, he plays Pokemon all the time, and he told me, he's like, yeah, you get money, but you go into the gym and you stay in the gym. So the longer that gym stays, the more money you accrue, and that's how you buy. I was like, I suck. I can't get into a gym.
Yeah.
I'll take over one. And also, It's All But Done group, one of the people was like, I'm Team Yellow. Everyone should come join Yellow. And I was like, I'm a team player. Let's go Yellow. And everyone's like, Yellow sucks. And so, literally, to find a gym that has a yellow in it is just near impossible. Like, wait a minute. Well, they changed the way the gym looks kind of, too. It looks like this is weird. It looks like that. I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah, because you see how there's, nothing in it? You have to put Pokemon in it, and you have to, wait until there's enough Pokemon in it to beat the big Pokemon.
Okay. Because here's the thing. Some of the updates they've done are amazing. Yeah. But then there are other updates I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
You make me not want to play you anymore. I do not like you, Pokemon Go. I used to play when I had an iPad mini before it got stolen. Sadness in the Land of Nick. There was the Ghostbusters game, and technically it was a fighting / well, Pokemon's an RPG to an extent. You got to build your characters up and take them to the battles and fight. Yeah. There's no story. That's the difference. Ghostbusters, there was a story. The problem is, I was like, this is a story that never ends because you're going to keep upgrading it. Yeah. And at one point, they did such a massive upgrade, it completely changed the way the game layout kind of was. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. So I gave up. Which that's why I was like, there's a Futurama game, and it looks awesome, and they have animations, and the cast came back. I was like, but it's a game where I have to. I don't want to do that. Folks, welcome to Getting Old with Nick Bright, where I talk to you about really old people stuff. Like, I don't like how Pokemon's changed. Get off my lawn. What was it? The Grandpa Simpson quote? It's like, when I was your age, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what that thing was. And now I'm older, I have no idea what it is. It's worse. And someday it'll happen to you. And Homer's like, whatever, Dad. And then I think it starts happening because of Bart and Lisa. What hip thing? Yeah, something like that. I think that's it. Is there anything else you want to talk about or plug or... No?
I don't know.
Was this torture for you?
No, it was okay.
Okay. Because I started to go back because I was like, I am giving her tons of crap. And here's the thing. It's just because I've known you like 1 day longer than everyone else. I'm just like, I'm going to put her through the ringer. All right, so you are in the first night, which so that'll be Friday. I'm pulling up the counter so I can give dates because I'm that good, everybody. Again, organized in an unorganized way. That first one is July 14th at 8 p.m. and then July 21st. Both are Fridays, 8 p.m. And then someone's too good for the third. Oh, wait. The final performance is the 21st, right?
I don't think so.
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Because the first performance is the 14th, and I think the second performance is the 16th. Oh.
Okay, I know for a fact that I am going to one on the 28th.
The 28th?
Yes, so I'm assuming there's one... Or the 29th, I think. But I'm assuming there's one on the 28th.
The 29th? There's not one on the 29th, I don't think.
Okay, I'm going to pull up my ticket receipt.
Hello, everyone. We don't know what dates the Young Riders is. No, I swear, because I put this in last night. I thought it was, let's all have discussions. No, please. Because if not, I'm saying it completely wrong. And then everyone else is like,
look, see? July 29th.
What the hell?
I'm pretty sure there's 4. There's the 3 on the normal day, and then the 1 on the Sunday.
What? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an amazing new development here at the Good, the Bad, and the Geeky. There is I swear to God, oh, now hold on. Now I want to go back and, because I just want to see where I messed up at. Wait a minute, yeah, Mad Lab Theater, go. Young Writers, it is 3. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Wow. Okay, but you'll. So, are you going to the Friday ones only and not the Sunday one? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm going to the first Friday, the second Friday, and then the last Saturday.
No love for Sundays. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. You're like Garfield, but with Sundays. I get it. No, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. If you listen to hopefully I'll correct it in the intro. Oh, dear God. July, because I'm looking at it now. July 14th, 21st, and 28th at 8 p.m. and July 16th at 3 p.m. That's the one Emily's too good for. And those days have Death discovering a role because I could not stop for Death, Offensive Penalty, Hope, and quite possibly the worst play ever written. And then Saturdays and the second matinee, which is July 15th, 22nd, and the 29th at 8 p.m. And July 23rd at 3 p.m. is the second set of shows, which is The Void, Hideaway Bay, Guardian Matchmaker, Sarajevo, 1914, Ovaries, River, and Through the Woods. So check it out. Tickets are $18 if you're a student senior, $15, or if you're a member, $13. So you need to get a membership to Mad Lab. It's pretty rad. I'm going to get in cheaper than all you other people because I'm a member. So check that out. And if you want to learn more to get tickets and how to become a member, go to madlab.net. All right, Emily, thank you so much for putting up with me and for helping me correct my horrible mistake. And luckily, I'll get to record the intros, and I'll be like, I say some things wrong, but take a drink. So thanks again, Emily. You were amazing, and have a good one.
Thanks.
Get out of here without cheese! You're a creep! Go away! We're having a good time until you start up, cheapers! Go have some coffee! coffee with cream or something, because I'll tell you something. This is a happy place.